So my name is Kaitlin. I'm with Guaranteed Rate, and I'm just going to do a quick little overview, a little bit about myself, a little bit about Guaranteed Rates. Since I am new to the team here, I know that I haven't had a chance to have a lot of one-on-ones with everybody, so that's something I'm going to work on and reaching out. But a little quick overview. So, okay. So a little bit about me. I've been with Guaranteed Rate for 8 years. I'm a newlywed. I am a new homeowner. I am a women's rugby player, and I am a hiker. I love being with Guaranteed Rate for the last 8 years. I started out and I've been with the same team for the last 8 years as well. I really enjoy the company. I really enjoy the environment that the company provides and the opportunity that the company has provided to me. So a little bit about Guaranteed Rate. We're the top 3 mortgage lender in the United States. One of the reasons that we are top 3 is because we provide really low rates, great products, and fair fees. Our technology is awesome. It's very, very user-friendly. There's a lot of options to look at rates, look at monthly payments, see what the value of your home is, but I'll get into that a little bit. And our customer service is really important. It's important that the client, the borrower, feels comfortable. It is a huge, huge thing to purchase a house, whether you're purchasing your second house, your third house, or your first house. It's still a big investment. You know, if you bought a house 10 years ago, the process has completely changed from buying a house now. You know, throw COVID into the mix and the guidelines have changed, the process has changed, our technology has changed. So I really take pride, and so does my company, in making sure that the borrower understands exactly what's happening, what the next steps are, what their monthly payments are going to be, what their rate is, what the fees are, so that when they come to that closing table, there's no surprises. So why work with Guaranteed Rate? We have a fast and transparent mortgage process. My team has closed loans in 14 days. Is that the norm? No. But can it be done? Yes. We have in-house underwriting and closing. So we underwrite and fund the loan here at Guaranteed Rate. Our turn times are 24 to 48 hours. And what that means is once we've gathered all of your documents, we put it into the underwriter. They're the ones that are dotting the I's, crossing the T's, making sure that everything is per guidelines. And we have a quick turn time for that. So there's no, not too much waiting or hesitation of, are we approved? Are we approved? We have full product offering with top lending institutions. So what that means is we have about 50 different lenders that we are able to go to look for rates and to look for programs. So if there's I'm going to say kind of a quirky thing about your file, we're able to reach out to many different products to make sure that we can help you. All of our FHA loans are in-house. We can do FHA, Fannie, Freddie condos in-house. We have a full renovation department. One of the things that I was talking about in our breakout room today was, with COVID, with people being home, people wanted to redo their office in the house, or, all right, I love where my house is, but, I need to expand it a little bit. You would come talk to me. We'd be able to get some renovation loans going for you so that you can finance all of that. We do USA, USDA, VA loans, jumbo financing. And then, so the tools that I was talking about, the awesome technology that we have, this is actually one of my favorite sites. It's called GRAFFORDABLE. And what this does is it gives a borrower kind of like the full picture of what's happening when they're buying a home. Somebody might say, well, what's the scenario if I want to buy a single family versus 2 family? Well, not that I'm ever pushing a client away, or I would never sit down and do that breakout with them. I do encourage the borrowers to go to this site because it gives all of those options that they're looking for. They can see the difference, what it would look like in rate and payment and down payment for a condo or a single family or a 2-unit. Maybe you're toying with the idea of, okay, I want to buy a house, but, I want to make it an investment. I want to have a 2-unit. Like, what does that actually do for me for payment and such? So this site gives you that opportunity to play with all of the different scenarios. It'll ask you for a little bit of information, of course, what's your estimated credit score, what's your estimated down payment, but you can go through all of the different scenarios just so you have a little bit of understanding as to what, the home buying situation is. So the digital mortgage is really, really great. I always have a conversation with my clients first. I make sure that all of their questions are answered. And then what we do is we get them to the online site. That's where they input all of their information. We need 2 years work history. We need 2-year residence history. We run their credit. They input if they already own a second home. They input all of their information. And then that gives me the opportunity then to review everything and be able to issue their pre-approval letter. So just kind of briefly, what are the steps to get a mortgage? So we're going to apply for the loan with our digital mortgage and get pre-approved. Basically just kind of went through that. It really is just as simple as going to our online site, providing me with the information I need. We need some simple documents. Of course, we need to verify everything. And not that I think that anybody is a liar by any means, but sometimes we're human. We put an extra 0 in, we put an extra 1 in somewhere. We want to make sure that these numbers that I'm reviewing are accurate. So I always ask for the 2 months of pay stubs. We want to verify your income, tax returns, and the assets. We want to make sure that there's enough money in your account or where the money is coming from. Are you getting a gift? Do you have a second home? Do you have an investment property already? Are you buying a 2 or 3 unit? We need reserves. So these are all things that we discuss up front with the pre-approval to make sure that there are no surprises that kind of pop up through the process. So then once you're pre-approved, you're going to go ahead and you're going to go out with your realtor, hook up with Erin here on our team. And we're going to find you that house. She's going to go out. She's going to take you to show the houses. I would have already had a conversation with the borrower about what their max pre-approval is, what their max purchase price is, what they're thinking of for their percent down, what their monthly payment is. And then, the realtor, the borrower, and I have that same conversation so that when, Erin's taking them out, looking at the houses, we're all on the same page. Once they have found that house that they want to put the offer in, I like to do a pre-approval that's specific to that property. So if they're putting an offer in for $500,000 to 123 Main Street, my pre-approval will say $500,000, 123 Main Street. It's not going to be generic. It's not going to say the max that you're pre-approved for is actually 800. It will be specific so that we can make sure that the people seeing it only see the information that they need. So you have put in your pre-approval and Erin's done a killer job. And so you have the signed contract. So then what we go ahead and do is once we have the signed contract, you come back to me. And what we do is we're going to lock in your rate. So throughout the whole process, I do discuss rates because it is part of qualifying. Now, if I talk to a borrower and then a month goes by and they haven't purchased a house, there's a chance rates have changed. I can't lock a rate until we have the sales contract. But I will do everything that I can to make sure that they get the best and the lowest rate, to make sure that if they're interested in the 30-year fix, that they get the 30-year fix. Maybe we talked about this as a starter home. It's just a condo. They don't feel they're going to be in, the property that long. So we talk about maybe an adjustable rate for them. So then once we have the contract, we lock the rates. And then we have all of those documents up front already, right, that I gathered. We have the W-2s, we have the pay stubs, we have the tax returns. We gather all of that and the processor puts that into underwriting. So behind the scenes, we're ordering the appraisal with the realtor, we're ordering title with the attorney. We're doing everything that we need to internally, put all of that into underwriting, and then we get the conditional approval. That basically just means that Guaranteed Rate has committed to purchasing this loan, selling this loan, getting you the funds that you need for closing so that you can move into that awesome house that you just got. And then, so once you're...
Kaitlin, final minute, final minute to wrap up.
Okay, yeah. So that last step. So we go to the closing table. So you're in underwriting, you're out of underwriting. We have signed the CD. Erin's taking you on your walkthrough and you get to that table and you close the deal. So in short, that's the process of getting a loan. I have a conversation up front with the borrowers. I have a conversation about the whole process with the borrowers, answer any of all their questions. And there we go.
Excellent. Great job. Anyone have any questions?
I do.
Sure.
Where are the rates today, and is there a trend? Are they fluctuating, or what's going
So
on?
the rates have been pretty crazy. They are fluctuating. They're still historically low. 30-year fix, we're looking in the low threes. I'm seeing them kind of from 2.875 to 3.125, just depending on the specific scenario, but they're still, significantly low.
I have a question. How do you go about qualifying somebody who is a commission only earner?
Oh yeah, so that's easy. So there's just a few questions that I would ask that person. So if you're commission only, in order to use that commission only income, we would need to have a 2-year history of it. And then I take a look at your tax returns. With COVID, the guidelines have changed a little bit. So self-employed borrowers, we do need a profit and loss and their business bank statements. But if they don't have business bank statements, then we just compare their personal bank statements to the profit and loss, and I review their tax return. So it's essentially a 2-year history, and then kind of a review of their current status in the business.
And I have a question for you. As far as the, if you want to pay down the mortgage a little bit early with the accelerated multi-pay, does that have to be predefined in the mortgage ahead of time? Or can the person just make the multi-payments?
Yeah, no, absolutely. They can definitely make the multi-payment. So if you, you feel comfortable taking the 30-year because you like that monthly payment, you feel secure in that, but every once in a while you get a nice little bonus and you want to pay it towards the principal, or, you tack on a few extra $100 to each monthly payment to bring that amortization down. There's no prepayment penalty or anything. You can do that.
And even if you do it like bi-weekly or weekly?
Yep.
Excellent.